Hey 302, it's Jackie Ferris. This week we're at the Wilmington Riverfront checking out all the cool things to do and to see. Get ready to rock the boat. The 302 is headed your way. Hey 302, if you haven't been down to the riverfront in Wilmington lately, it's time to come on back. I'm joined by Joe Valenti with Riverfront Development Corporation to talk about all the great things that you can see and do, talk about the past, the present, and the future. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, talk to us a little bit about the history. A lot of people don't realize that while it looks amazing now, that the history goes all the way back years and years to transportation. Is that right?
It does, yeah. The riverfront, like you said, it looks great now. It is really geared around recreation and tourism, but back probably about 100 years prior to, right up until World War II, it was actually right here on the Christina River where the most ships and rail cars were made in the entire country. They were used specifically during the Second World War, launched right here and shipped out to the Delaware River and out to sea. So this was sort of a hub of manufacturing for transportation.
So whenever you talk about a hub for manufacturing, there were ships coming up and down here, and there was a lot of business back in the day around here, right?
There was, yeah. There were four major shipbuilding plants that were down here right on the Christina River at four integral spots along the river. Then after the war, when some of the necessity for that kind of dried up, they sort of went with it, and for a while it was just sort of rather abandoned and kind of run down on this area until we kind of decided to move in and try and revitalize things.
Now, when did the initial effort begin? When did you guys say, look, this could be a great destination, a great place for business? When did that all start?
It was about 24 years ago. The city and state together formed the Riverfront Development Corporation of Delaware. We're a nonprofit that is tasked with revitalizing the area and making the riverfront a growing part of the city.
Now, the area that is on the riverfront, that's a bid zone. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
This is our the business improvement district that we have. It's a group of local businesses, city entities, state entities that are together in order to just oversee the again the growth, the development, and the improvement of all of the facilities down here.
So how did you get the companies that are here now? And we'll talk a little bit more about them, but how did you start to lure companies back to the area?
Well, it started, we originally, about 26 years ago at this point, the Wilmington Blue Rocks, the minor league baseball team, came here. They have their stadium right here on Frawley Stadium, right here on the riverfront. They've been here for quite some time, and then we had our convention center, which again brought some smaller conventions, things like that. With that, we started to kind of snowball from there. We have some originally some outlet stores and shopping, things like that. As that tended to grow, we had more restaurants, more attractions. Finally, we have some of our residences. Now we have condos, apartments, one hotel, and actually we're in the process of building two more that will be done by the end of the summer, just bringing in more infrastructure and more business.
So you had to kind of share your vision with these companies and everything to get them to invest in was there a campaign that did that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was really between the city and state and then the RDC, the Riverfront Development Corporation. We kind of spearheaded that to just get a lot of different like-minded people involved, a lot of builders, developers, city organizations, nonprofits, and everybody kind of coming together and kind of seeing that same vision as to what this could become.
And when we talk about the vision of what this could become, we see that there are several restaurants here and everything. And of course, there's baseball and the convention center. What else is in the plans in the future?
Well, as we continue to grow, I mean, right now we have about 10 restaurants that are, indoor and outdoor, right on the water. We have different attractions. As we grow, we are expanding. We have a commuter bridge that goes over the river to the split at 495 at the highway there. So the next phase of that will be to kind of expand the development onto the other side of the river and just sort of continue where we've left off here on that side.
Mm-hmm. And when you say when we left off here, I mean, are we talking about more shopping? What are we talking about across the way?
Kind of everything. More shopping, more residences. We have a lot of plans in place for additional green space, so to maintain some parks and different areas where people can enjoy the outdoors. Obviously more business as well that'll move in, different attractions. The Philadelphia 76ers Tigers put their field house down here, so that we have they're sort of one of the first ones on that side where the Blue Coats, their basketball team, play.
So you mentioned green space. I know that you've got the riverfront. You see a lot of people, sitting in the park benches and just kind of enjoying the area. Talk to me about the recreation aspect and outdoor aspect of what we have here.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think in the city of Wilmington and in this area, it's probably the best area to come to as far as enjoying the outdoors. Obviously, you're right on the water. We have Tubman Garrett Park, which is a great park right on the river there. We have a lot of events there, charity runs, concerts, races, things like that. Just walking the Riverwalk, it's about 1.25 miles long. It goes all the way up to our environmental center, the DuPont Environmental Center. That has marshes, and we have different tours where you can experience wildlife. We have bike rentals right on both the environmental center and at our mini golf course, where people can rent bikes. They can rent Surreys, sort of the 4-passenger rider bikes that they can ride up and down and just experience all the outdoors here.
I can imagine that when you look at a picture of Wilmington, even 26 years ago when baseball came in, to now, the skyline must be so different now.
It's incredibly different. I mean, there's just so much that happens all the time. Even in the last, I would say, 5 years, we've changed so many different ways and have so much more growth and expansion in Wilmington, and specifically right here at the riverfront. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, and so much hope put back into the community because the community is growing. It's just amazing by leaps and bounds.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the riverfront, I feel like, is kind of the anchor of that, where it's really sort of where everyone kind of is now congregating and kind of going to just to hang out and have fun and enjoy all that we have to offer.
Excellent. We're going to talk a little bit more about what you can do when you want to hang out and have fun when we come back, and we'll be right back.
Hi folks, I'm Captain Johan of the schooner AJ Meerwald. Please come sail away with the 302.
Welcome back. We're talking with Joe Valenti about all the things that there are to do whenever you come down to the riverfront here in Wilmington. Now, Joe, every weekend there's something different, right?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend through the summer and spring through the fall months, we have some sort of either a concert at our park. We have a charity walk, race, 5K, something like that, an antique car show. Obviously, all summer long there are Blue Rocks games when the team's in town. They have giveaways and fireworks every weekend. So there really is kind of something to do that changes all summer long whenever you're here.
Sure. So I know that baseball is a huge draw, and a lot of families like to come. They like to do a little bit of tailgating. They like to hang out. They can do that kind of thing whenever they come to the game. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah. There's plenty of free parking. So and there's really a lot of free parking all over at all of our attractions, which is a huge draw for us. That it's easier to get in and out of than some other cities and waterfronts in the area with their attractions.
Now, talk to me a little bit. I noticed that there's a beer garden here, and there's Wine Wednesdays. What's that all about?
Well, the beer garden is an outdoor bar and beer garden that is in its 4th season here on the Riverwalk. It's really popular. It's a great destination. Outdoor seating. This year they actually have incorporated axe throwing, which has been super popular.
Wow.
They have live music some nights. It's very dog friendly and also family friendly, so people can bring their kids and their pets as well. And we do have, you mentioned wine tours. We have our Wednesday wine cruises on our river taxi. That's up to 29 passengers. It's an 1.5-hour tour up and down the river where each week is a different style of wine where they do multiple tastings.
And they give you like an education about it. They tell you about it and everything, so you can kind of be a connoisseur of sorts.
Exactly, yeah, and every week kind of changes the style of wine, the area where it's from, the type of wine, whatever it is.
You guys seem like you're really good at utilizing the riverfront, the river itself, as a really attractive entertainment resource. You have several different kinds of river cruises. Talk to me about that.
As I mentioned, the river taxi, they do tours every day in the summer. You could either just go from stop to stop along the Riverwalk, or you can tour the entire river and kind of get more of an educational, historical tour of what's going on, what used to happen at the river, where we are now in the city. Also, our Riverboat Queen is our 80-passenger riverboat. They do Thursday night happy hour cruises. We do a tour out to past the Christina River, out to the Delaware River, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, including some nighttime ones, really focusing on the city lights and kind of experiencing that. And then on Sundays, we do a Sunday brunch cruise. They have a full brunch buffet, and then from there they go out all the way out to the Delaware Memorial Bridge and turn around.
So you mentioned that people come out for the river taxis, but I've been seeing people running up and down. Do you have like 5Ks and festivals and things like that?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend, spring through the fall, we have some sort of a 5K or a festival, an event that's going on. A lot of what you're seeing too with people running up and down the Riverwalk is just a lot of people that live here and just take advantage of the beautiful scenery, just to be outdoors and enjoy the outside.
Yeah. What about music? This place has got lots of music. This city.
It does, yes. Like I said, Constitution Yards will have live music every week, and then in the summertime we have our summer concert series. It's every Thursday in July and August, and that is it's a free concert. It's at our Dravo Plaza, which is down on the south end of our Riverwalk. Like I said, it's free to everybody to come. It's from 7 to 8:30, and it features a different type of musician every week. So we have some local acts that are actually really popular and have a following in the city, but each one is a different, we have big band music, rock and roll, blues, rhythm and blues, jazz, kind of everything you can imagine.
So we talked about the brunches, the beer garden, the wine tastings, but a lot of families just want to have a nice place to come where they can just be together and everything. What kinds of activities do you have for families?
Yeah, we like to say that we have something for everyone. So, like you mentioned, people coming down here for the beer garden and the outdoor, bars and restaurants. We also, just for families, we have our mini golf course. It's a great way to just kind of enjoy time with the family. We have bike rentals from that mini golf course, so you can tour up and down the Riverwalk. We have an IMAX theater that's here, so you can check out a movie while you're down here. Our Delaware Children's Museum is right next door, so they can obviously stop in there with the little ones. We have an environmental center that does tours, so you can go through there and kind of tour the marshes and learn about the wildlife and the different animals that are here on the river, and really make an entire day out of that. Obviously, the Blue Rocks are a great family venue as well whenever they're in town.
Now, the Delaware Children's Museum, they have an event, an end of summer event, is that right?
Yes, yeah, they have their end of summer bash on August 16th. They have their indoor programming, some of their fun summer-themed educational stuff, and then outside they have some outdoor programming as well as their soda geysers that they set off, which is always a fun way to kind of end summer with a bang, and and everybody enjoys that.
Now, is that like the Mentos that they put into the, really?
It is, yeah, that's that, but just on a really large scale. So they have a ton of those, and it just makes a huge explosion. Everybody goes crazy, the kids love it, it's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Is it like timed? Does it do like a pattern, or?
They do, yeah, they try to as much as it cooperates, but yeah, they do a pattern, and it all just kind of goes, kind of has a mind of its own. But
that's great. I would totally come out to watch that.
You have to come check it out.
I don't have any kids, but definitely.
Everybody's welcome, definitely.
Excellent. Now, if somebody wants some information on how to do any one of these many things that you mentioned, where do they go?
Probably the best way is our website is riverfrontwilm.com. That kind of will direct you to any of the separate sites from everywhere, based on any of the restaurants, any of the attractions, everywhere you want to go. You could also, we do have an app that you could download that kind of has it's basically an electronic map that goes over everything, and we send updates sporadically as needed with that. If it's just Riverfront Wilmington, you can get that on either of the app play stores.
Excellent. You're going to have to download that app. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Good morning, I'm Julie and welcome to the 302.
Welcome back, 302. Joe and I have kind of changed our location. We are at Banks Restaurant just down the way from where we were. Joe, talk to me a little bit about, the businesses and how they've benefited from being on the riverfront.
Sure, yeah, I think as the riverfront has grown, obviously it's benefited all the businesses here, namely, restaurants, Banks Seafood Kitchen, our market, our Riverfront Market, which is right next door. We have about 10 different vendors that are there. We have a lot of the different businesses like Chase, Capital One, Barclays, a lot of those that employ a lot of different people. So they're always coming to the Riverfront Market, to places like Banks for lunch. And then as all of the residences have grown, there are residences, apartments and condos right over the bridge, right next door. So places like Banks, places like Dockland Seafood, Timothy's, the beer garden, there's a bunch of different restaurants, Ubon, Thai cuisine, different places that have really seen that growth from all the different residences as well.
So the goal is to make the riverfront not only a destination for entertainment, but a place, a self-contained place to live, work, and play?
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've, like I said, as the residences have grown here, now we have a lot of people that live down here. We have a lot of people, both young professionals that have lived down here, as well as baby boomers that are actually retiring here. downsizing, getting a place right on the river.
And there's no yard.
And there's no yard to take care of. It's a lot of it's very easy. It's very convenient. We have a lot of shops down here they can go to. Riverfront Pets, we have a pet store that's right there. So a lot of places they can kind of, like you said, make it kind of self-sufficient, where they can sort of stay down here and kind of just experience everything.
Now you talk about some of those condos. I know that you said that there was one on Arts Walk Boulevard. Is it Boulevard?
It's 101 Avenue of the Arts.
Okay.
And that's actually right next door to Banks. It's right around the corner here.
And so people can they can live there, and they can walk, say for instance, to the theater, which is just right next door.
Yeah, the Delaware Theater Company has a rotation of live performances. They have their seasons, kind of all year long, but they have a specific, seasonal events, things like that, live shows that they're right next door to. I mean, pretty much everyone on the Riverwalk, it's 1.25 miles long. So even if you're one of the further down residences, the condos on the other side of the bridge or something like that, you can really walk here quickly and enjoy all that we have to offer.
Now tell me a little bit about the Wilmington Riverfront market that you have.
Sure, we have a little over 10 vendors. They mainly lunch and dinner options. We do have a breakfast place with coffee and bagels, things like that. We also have a great pizza place. There's a fantastic sushi restaurant that's in there that does fresh made-to-order sushi rolls. A Mexican place. There's salads, sandwiches, cheesesteaks, fresh fruit and produce that's available all the time. It's open Monday through Saturday, so if even people that are here on the weekends for different walks, races, if you're coming here just to walk around, you can get something. Really kind of a one-stop shop for anybody that's down here.
Now, if you come to Banks Seafood Restaurant, you guys, I don't know if you can see this, but the mulch, check this out. It's I guess a half of an oyster, right?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to this is a fantastic seafood place. They have fresh seafood that's brought in all the time. Just definitely a destination for people on the riverfront, but just in Wilmington in general, come down here to eat, dine outside, sit and have a cocktail.
So you're done with your oysters, they just take them and stick them in the bushes.
Sure.
So when you guys came up with the plan, to bring back this area, did you have in mind that you were going to have so many restaurants and dining, and you also have a lot of corporate down here?
We do. I mean, Wilmington in general is obviously there's a lot of corporations and places that incorporate here. So that just sort of happened organically, and I think the plan really kind of evolved as we saw the needs change. So originally we had some of our outlet shops and things like that, and then as that sort of changed and it became more residences, then from there we had more shopping and more restaurants, bars, attractions, entertainment, things like that.
Yeah, I mean it's really nice to be out here. We're on the patio and everything, but you can find this venue in several businesses all up and down the riverfront. So it has so much to offer in terms of you want to relax, maybe have a cocktail or hang out with your family. I mean, this is a really good destination.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, either to relax and hang out, go to a bar, outdoor seating, sit right on the river, or like you said, something with your family and kind of enjoy a day trip down here, even a weekend with the different hotels. We really do try and make it so there is something for everyone, regardless of what you're trying to do.
Now, you mentioned before about the app. What exactly does the app have on it?
Well, it's sort of like an electronic brochure, really kind of to offer information about everything down here. So it has the map of the Riverwalk, and then it has different pins dropped for each individual attraction that you can filter by restaurant, attraction, entertainment, residence, things like that. So you can kind of find where you're going. It also has a little sidebar for each attraction as well that you can click on. It will either have a description, has a location, has specials that it offers, goes to its website where you can actually, for example, on our Riverboat Queen, you go there and go right to your website where you can book an actual cruise from your phone and just walk right on.
So if you're planning to come down, that would be a valuable tool for you in order to book your different restaurants and events, things like that?
Absolutely, yeah. You can kind of just book right from there, directly goes right to their website. Then you can also, we'll send in updates and information if there's any kind of road closures, traffic issues, cancellations due to weather. We'll send out things, just specials, just for downloading the app. So if you show the app at our mini golf, for example, on certain nights you get a free ice cream, or discounted appetizers at some of the restaurants. So something just a perk for having the app.
Does it do notifications, things like that, let you know?
Yeah. We'll be trying to keep people updated on anything that might impact their either travel down here, or if there's something special going on, fireworks at the baseball stadium. We'll let people know about that. So if they want to plan their their weekend or plan their trip down here, they can kind of do it accordingly.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, what's the name of the app and where can we get it?
The name of the app is Riverfront Wilmington. If you're on either of the app stores, if you were to search Riverfront, it'll come up.
Okay, and for more information, I know we got the website before, but one more time, website for the entire Riverfront.
Sure, it's riverfrontwilm, WILM.com, and then from there you can kind of go through, navigate to any of the sites of the different restaurants, different attractions based on what you're looking for.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Joe. Joe, we've really enjoyed hanging out with you today.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. For more information on all the cool things you can do and see down here at the Riverfront, be sure to check out riverfrontwilm.com. That'll do it for today's episode. We're going to leave you now with a view of the Riverfront. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the 302.